Hi everybody, Green Teresa here with the Refashion Revolution. Looking at you from a weird angle, but I want you to be able to see this t-shirt because what we're going to do really fast, we're going to do a, 10-minute refashion at the most. It might take me a little longer to explain it, but I hope not. I'm going to be really fast. 10-minute refashion, we're going to take this shirt and we're going to make it into a little skirt. And the really fun part is there's no sewing, no sewing. All I need is this shirt right here and my handy dandy pair of scissors. And I'll actually show you a few different ways to do this. Okay, the first way, I did this before. I needed a skirt. It was really hot and I didn't have one. I wanted just a little cotton skirt, and so I kind of snagged a t-shirt from my son. Sorry, Nicholas. I thought it didn't fit him anymore. Anyway, here's what I did. You start out, if you're doing this, start out with a t-shirt that will fit your hips, that you could pull on. This one is a little bigger than I am, which is fine. It could be bigger, you just don't want it smaller. You won't be able to get it on. So here's the first thing we're going to do. I'm going to cut out the band around the neck and cut it nicely because we can use this for something else. If you know Teresa, you know that she doesn't throw stuff away. So all I'm going to do is, if you're in a big hurry, just hack it. But I'm going to be a little bit careful. Okay, I'm not being careful, I'm just cutting it. So all you need to do is just cut this out, right? You don't want to cut through the band stitching. And in the back, you can't see it, but there's some stitching right here. I'm just going to cut below that. So I'm not going to leave any stitching on my t-shirt. And here's the tag. I'm just going to cut so that the tag is all gone, because I don't want to tag in my skirt. No need for that. See, this is taking what? This might be 1 minute to do this. Okay, there it is. Take this and save it because you can use it for a hair tie. See? You can use it for a hair tie. See, look, I made myself look silly to demonstrate. There, that's saved. Now, what I have now is a shirt with the top cut out. Now, what I did was I literally pulled the shirt on like this because no one was gonna see it. I poked the sleeves inside. See, I'm poking them inside. I pulled this on. The sleeve doesn't want to stay. It will when you get it on. Poke the sleeves inside and pull it on. Now, if you are just hanging out real casual, or you're going to wear something that covers up the top, the waistband, this is it, folks. You're done. That will go on. That would go on me, and I'm not skinny around the waist. That would go on and make a skirt. Now, it's going to be a long skirt. Here, I'll put my legs out. See, on me, this would be kind of a long skirt. And I like that. If you don't want it long, hack it off. T-shirts can be cut, especially at the bottom, and it's not going to unravel. The top, if you really wanted it to, you could probably pull it apart. Okay, here's a little piece I'm going to cut off. See this? I don't want that. It's gone. All right, that's one way to do it. Now, if you want it to look a little bit better, or like I said, remember I told you this was actually a little bit too big for me? So here's what I'm going to do. Let me spread it out here so you can see. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the shoulders right here. Now, you might notice that this is going to be bigger in the front than the back. Doesn't matter. We're not worried about it now. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut. Lay this out, just like if you were getting ready to fold it up or something. Get the shoulders even. Here's what I'm going to do. You ready? I'm going to cut straight across from here through the sleeve, right? Cut straight across. If you don't like this seam here, you can cut it out, but I'm doing the quick and dirty method today, so that's all I'm going to do. I could actually do this sitting in my lap in my rocking chair if I wanted to. Yeah, I have a rocking chair. Be quiet. All right, I'm cutting straight across the top. This would actually be easier to do if I pulled it up. There we go. I'm going to cut right across the top. When I get to the shoulder, I'm just going to keep cutting straight across here. Okay? So I just cut across the top. I chunked a little piece out. Oh well. Now I'm going to cut, let me turn it this way. I'm going to cut right here. I'm going to open up the bottom of the sleeve. There should be a seam here. If you don't like the seam, you can just cut it out. I'm just going to cut along it because we're going fast. This is a fast refashion. I'm just going to get my scissors in here and I'm going to cut right up to the seam line there. Okay, now what do I have? Alrighty. So now what I can do is I can pull this on. Don't worry about this sleeve right now. I can pull this on and then I can take these two sleeves, see these two pieces of the sleeve now, put them together, tie them in a knot. Ta-da! Can you see how this is going to work? I'm going to have a little knot tied right there. Ha! Then do the same thing on the other side. You can do the same thing on the other side. Now, if this is too bulky, see that? If that's too bulky, you know what you can do? Let's take out some of the bulk. You can cut this so that it makes more of a little point. Let's do that. You can cut it down here, like that. I can cut it in a little bit and then down like that, and I'm actually going to cut out that seam. And then I can do that with the other side. If you really don't like the bulk, you can cut out the sleeve hem. There you go. You have a little tie here. Use this. Tie them together. Tie them together. Excuse my bobbling fingers here. I'm trying to go quickly. So you can see how this makes, look at this. This makes a nicer little tie, and you can always trim it. If you want it to come to a point, you can just trim it to a point right there. It'll look really cute. Now, the other side, we're going to do something a little bit different. First, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut right across the shoulder and through the arm. Before I do that, since I know I don't want this hem because it makes the tie too bulky, I'm going to cut it out. Because again, I could use this. So all I'm going to do is cut this off. Yeah, these are already sewn over. They can be used for a lot of different things. We'll talk about that later. Another time. If you don't know yet, I have a lot to tell you about refashion. The refashion revolution, at its most basic, says we've lost the ability to make our own clothes. So we're going to take a little bit of that back. All right, so just like I did on this side, I'm going to cut straight across the shoulder. I'm going to open this up first. Here I go. Just going to cut right along the edge of that seam. Then when I get to the sleeve here, just cut right through that seam there and cut all the way down through the sleeve. Okay. And then I'm also going to open up the bottom just like I did on the other one. Let's cut open here. Now, this is going to be really fun. Here's what I'm going to do. Because remember, this will be on the side. I'm going to cut some strips that are not too narrow. Don't cut them too narrow. Maybe, I'm going to say 1.5 inches or so. I'm going to cut through both of them because this is fast refashion, isn't it? So I'm going to cut some strips here. Who can see what's coming? I know some of you can. We're going to cut these strips. Obviously, I'm not making any pockets in this t-shirt. Okay, this is a little bit strange here. I'm just going to make those two match. And then I'm going to cut make one more cut here. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to put this back down. Let me undo this knot so that I can get this flat so you can see it a little better. Okay, this is going to be on the side. This is the side of the skirt. And what we're going to do is we're going to make some little knots right here. Tie it once, tie it twice. Okay? Then you're just going to go right up the side of the t-shirt, pick the little matching parts here. See, here we go. And I'm going to tie it, tying it twice because you don't want it to come out. So all I've done is I've tied knots all the way down here. It makes a really cute little peekaboo on the side of the skirt. You can see through it a little bit. So if you don't like that, you can wear it with leggings, you can wear it over something else. And that's basically it. We've done a really fast refashion. You can just cut the neckline out and pull it on if you're in a hurry. You can make a single tie with the sleeve on the side, or you can make a bunch of ties and have a little fringe left. That's it. That's your really quick 10-minute t-shirt to skirt refashion. Thanks for joining me. Green Teresa here. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.